Hello, everybody. My name is Maria Shiweda. I am Maria the Prophet. Today, I'm bringing you content. It's kind of really, it's personal, it's heart touching, but I think I have to put it out there. As we all know, uh, around the corner is the coronation uh, of Charles in, I don't know his last name, in the UK. Now, from my previous videos, I have explained how long I have been fighting the Buckingham Palace, from Queen Elizabeth and to everybody around her. I have been fighting the monarch. 2022, just last year, I don't know if I ever brought you that content. I had to fight what's her name? Kate. And her husband. People, I just went to the store, regular trip to the store, and right there in the store they had a new what do you call it, a magazine or some paper with a picture of him, of Prince Williams. And that was the beginning of the war. I had to go out of the hotel, and as I went out of the hotel, people, I fell down. It was cold, but I proceeded to go where I was going. So I was so mad. I wanted to just go home from there. I really went out of that store. So I proceeded. I wanted to go home from that store, but then I was so angry. So I came back to that very store to see what was going on. So when I came back, it was a different environment. So I knew everything was cleared, so I had to go back home. Upon getting home, in the kitchen, guess who am I fighting? Kate. I'm like, I'm all the way here. I'm not somebody who watches news and any of these things. News, I don't have TV, YouTube, unless if it has something probably to do. I'm not a YouTube person. I wasn't. Not at the time. But the kind of war I had to fight is just too much. In my kitchen, I'm fighting Kate. So I got so pissed. So I cleared that one. I thought everything was over. And they just kept going. Just kept going. But what I want to tell you now is I want to remind you, I want to take you back to the video I made about Shepherd Bushiri, whereby I have spoken about Hubert Angel and Donald Trump. Now here is where you are going to see the relationship, how these things are interconnected. I've been fighting Donald Trump, and that's the reason he didn't get the second term, because the promise that was made to him by the Buckingham Palace, the promotion promise, it didn't succeed. It didn't go well. The guy was fighting me. Along with him was Shepherd Bushiri, and along with him was Hubert Angel. Not so much of Hubert Angel at a time, because I didn't really I never watched his church. The only time I really came to know about Hubert Angel is when he attended the Church for Bushiri, and the Church for Bushiri, I only came to know about it through somebody. It was introduced to me through somebody. I was busy introducing scone to a person, and they said, no, people in Southern Africa don't go to Nigeria anymore to Prophet TB Joshua. They have churches now in the southern region of Africa. And that happened to be, and then they gave me an example, and that happened to be the church for Bushiri. Fine. I didn't watch it immediately. But after some time, I watched it. And then I was watching it. I was one of those people worshiping Bushiri, but I followed this out of my own intellectual decision. It wasn't a spiritual thing from my side. So it was out of intellectual decision that I followed Shepherd Bushiri. Then I went to a church right here in the US where he was going to be sometime that year. Then, but before I went there, I was in another church in Florida, and that's where I heard the name. I had the name Major One, but I didn't know what Major One was. The pastor was just shocked. I remember this. I can never forget. Pastor was like, "Oh, it's Major One." I was there frozen listening. What is Major One? Is that the name of a person? Is it? I didn't know what to make of it, but I heard the word and just kept it as is. Like, I just left it there until I went to a church in Washington. Then I found out who Major One is. Now, what I want to tell you today is this. The coronation that is taking place in May 2023, not too long from today, they want to do the usual. But to me, business is not as usual, not anymore. The Buckingham Palace had the spirit of a black race, a black man in a room, so that they can keep that race under their feet for as long as humanity exists. I took that out way back, and I think I made the video sometime in. I have a video out there for that. Like, a black man's spirit is out of the cage. I think that's what I titled the video. So now they want to repeat this thing, and now they are fighting me. But they are fighting me to the point of wanting to put me into that cage. I refused. That time, the time in the day when I took the black man's spirit out of that dark room, it was because I was being pushed into that room. But when I saw what was inside, I decided to go in. And I got angry and I started fighting, and then I declared, and the room was empty and light. So it had a door from the outside. It was open, like you go in, but when you go in the inside, that door is closed. It's shut. There's no going out. So, but when I left, that door was closed completely. And there was nobody there. And I declared that no more, not for a black race, ever. Now, the black race is a dominant gene. When it comes to the genotypes, the black gene is dominant. It's strong. It's humanity. It's not a recessive gene. So, and it looks like anybody who doesn't have enough melanin in their skin want to put that dominant gene under the sole of their feet. These are human beings. But the one thing I see in these people, the black race, they don't have the ill feelings towards the other genotype. So that is trouble for me. And I see what is happening to the black people across the globe. And this is what I have been studying in the spirit. I know a lot from the actual map of Africa to just about anything when it comes to humanity and race. And the events that took place, that are taking place, and the agenda at the moment. So this is what is, it's bad. But the issue with the UK and the coronation that is coming up right now is this. They want my spirit in that room. My father's spirit was in that room. It had to come out. My father had to come out of the ocean where they had him. And that was way back in 2019. Okay? 2020, I had to travel across the country of the United States. I went to the West Coast. I had to take the spirit of Michael Jackson out of the Staples Center and out of Neverland. I didn't get to explain a lot of things there, the why part of things, but I only explained one, that the family needed to allow the family to sell the what is it called, Neverland. But I didn't explain to you the other part. There's a lot going into the departure of that man. A lot. It's so bad. I just want to remind you, he was going to have a tour where? In the UK. I repeat that, where? In the UK. So that's what is happening. They wanted to use his spirit there. I took it out of the stadium because I didn't want it to be used to represent, to be the one in the dark room whereby all the pronouncements are made over a black race, over a black person, to be under anybody's feet when they shouldn't be. Okay? So now they want to put me into that room. That room, they can't put me now into that that actual room. They have another room. And with Charles, they want now a different room. Like they have to come up with a different room. Nobody's gonna go there. Don't waste your time. Charles, don't waste your time. King Charles, do not waste your time. That's not gonna happen. This is not 1900. This is the 21st century. It's not gonna happen. Matter of fact, I have already written all the rules for Africa, how it's going to operate. It's written to the spirit. You cannot have anybody hack it. You cannot pay anybody to hack that information. Nobody. I have just finished that. It's barely a month. I have just finished it. And I have laid down the framework of Africa already. I have just finished it. So this thing that you did with Hubert Angel this morning Today is April 19th for 2023. This very morning, they used UBET Angel to overhaul me. They want to overhaul me all the way to the UK. Not me. It's not gonna happen. Everything is written. I have stamped everything. And I have sealed everything already. That is my job. It has been my job. For a very long time, I have been stamping since 2017. I have been stamping and sealing things. And that one for Africa is sealed. Africa is my motherland, and you're not gonna do anything anymore. That colonization is over. If you still have that mind, you like I told Queen Elizabeth, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll flip that whole island of UK, and there will be no trace of it. I'll flip it upside down and put a volcano under and on top of it. Okay? And nobody will ever be able to even go there. That's how bad things are. That was the same thing I told Queen Elizabeth, and this is the same thing I am telling you. There is not any way to accept what you are doing. None. Not to me, and never. This is not the 20th century here. This is the 21st, and this is not 1900. You leave Africa, and I'm cutting off everything. I have laid the framework already. I'm enclosing Africa. I'm just about enclosing Africa. Nobody from the West. That includes Russia and China. Nobody from the West. Africa for Africa. Our 500 years starts now. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you have. I can... Now, when it comes to politics, we are all soldiers in our own rights. You have your spiritual side, I have my spiritual side. I'm 100%. I was given in 100%. But this for Africa, that is my motherland. That's where I was born. Look at my skin. I have enough melanin. I have seen the war. I was just a kid when I've spoken to those who came into my country, into my area, looking for me. I'm just a child, barely knowing what's going on. Why would adults who are intruders looking for me, calling my name, looking for me? Yeah, that's not gonna happen. That same person is this one speaking right now, and I tell you, Charles, King Charles, Prince William's, Kate, the rule, what I said in 2020 and in 2021 and in 2022, those words stand. If Prince Charles, King Charles, if King Charles is not aware of that, Prince Williams and Kate, go tell him. And don't leave out the event of 2022 of December 6, 2022. Don't leave that out. This has to do, you are making people billionaires and kings over countries just so that you can oppress the black race. The thing that you did in Jamaica, I'm reminding you of December 6, 2022. So don't forget about that. And that's not going to happen. All the islands, if it's owned by the black majority, you leave. It's not like you are providing them with anything. My country, Namibia, leave it alone. I don't care with fucking you, but Angel. Leave it alone. Talk about shh. Tell me that mess right there. Sorry people, sorry people, sorry people. But I'm not really sorry. To be honest with you, I'm not sorry. My political side has kicked in. I am fully political, 100% political. I was born to a soldier. My father, I have never seen my father in my life. He died before I landed, okay? The worst part of things is I have never even seen a picture, just a picture. I've never seen a picture of my father. So I don't know how he looks like. I only came to see him in spirit. That was in 2019 and also in 2020 a few times. And that's it. But the Buckingham Palace decided his spirit was never supposed to meet with my spirit. Because if that happens, that was to activate the mantle in me. Of what? He was a politician who was of a prophetic nature that nobody knew about. But I started of a prophetic nature with a political nature that nobody knows about. So I was lucky to be given everything in 100%. And I really appreciate that. But the things I have to go through, I don't even want to think about any of them. None. I'm fighting the government houses across the world. God decided this time it's a woman. I don't know why. But, well, he knows what he's doing. I can only tell you that it's not easy, but no, man. I don't want anybody trying to take a stake in Africa. This is our 500 years to start building Africa. The black race has built all the other continents on the planet. It's time to build our own, and that is Africa. King Charles, I hope you understood what I said.